Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all my XYZ-Dragon Cannon Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-Battle of Chaos. In the Battle of Chaos set, we were actually given a new continuous spell to help utilize the XYZ monsters in the ABC deck. So you can actually special summon out these cards fairly simply, and then use them for all the different fusion plays you can do, including the original play with ABC, Dragon Buster, and all the different Union monsters you run in the set. I believe we also got one of the cards that I'm running in the deck from King's Court, so I've been meaning to do an update for the deck since that set released, but I figured with Battle of Chaos and this new spell card, which definitely helps out a lot more with the special summon power for your Union monsters, now is the perfect time for the deck profile. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the main deck monsters, we are running 3 Assault Core. Once per turn, you can either target one light machine monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, except its own. Also, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one other Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. So Assault Core just helps with that additional search power in the deck, utilizing 3 of this card because the A, B, and C monsters are definitely the better ones of all the different Union monsters we have for the deck, with the next one being B, Buster Drake. This one, once per turn, you can either target one light machine monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip it, just like the A Assault Core. And if the equipped monster, once again, will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. And if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Union monster from your deck to your hand, having the graveyard play with A Assault Core, the deck search with B Buster Drake, and the last one being C Crush Wyvern, having the same setup, but with this card, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one Union monster from your hand. So if you have the search brought about by either A or B, you at least then have the special summon option with your C Crush Wyvern, and all of them then can be banished from your field or graveyard to summon out the main big boss monster in the deck, which is ABC Dragon Buster. But also, we are utilizing the XYZ-Dragon cannon, so I guess it's up to you to decide which one is the real boss monster in the deck. For the other monsters, we are also running 2 X-Head Cannon. I chose X-Head Cannon as a 2 of. It's just a little easier to special summon onto the field. It has higher attack stats. The biggest weakness, though, is that it is a normal monster, so it doesn't count as a Union monster, so it can't be used for any of the other searches, but it can be used with the new spell, which is XYZ Combine, being one of the 3 targeted cards you can special summon when a Light Machine Union monster is banished. I also run the 1 Y Dragon Head and the 1 Z Metal Tank. Since the continuous spell special summons the monsters from your deck, I feel like these were the numbers needed. Otherwise, if you open up these cards, you're either going to be going for the Union fusion between any of these 3 monsters here into their 2 of counterparts, or wait to set up all 3 on the field to then go into XYZ Dragon Cannon. 1 ofs are all they need because you have search power with the other monsters being able to be searchable with B Buster Drake, A Assault Core, and special summon onto the field thanks to cards like C Crush Wyvern. I also run 2 additional Union monsters, and they are Union Driver. Once per turn, you can either target one face-up monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip it to special summon it. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. And while this card is equipped to a monster, you can banish the equipped card, equip 1 level 4 or lower appropriate Union monster from your deck to that monster. If this card was equipped to, you can only use this effect of Union Driver once per turn. So as it is a searcher for Unions, you then have the option to equip that Union monster onto your other one, special summoning it onto the field, and then going for the banish special summon using those 2 cards. I also, for additional special summon power for your different monsters, run 2 Gold Gadget and 2 Silver Gadget. The special summon with the cards works very, very well to summon out cards like Platinum Gadget, which then also helps with the additional special summon power of our machine monsters. So Gold Gadget and Silver Gadget just having additional special summons for level 4 machine monsters from your hand onto the field means you also have rank 4 plays, but also bigger setup on the field for all the different machine Union monsters we run. With the last of the monsters that I run in the main deck being 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, just the hand trap of choice, being able to shut down your opponent, especially if they go first, stopping one of their maybe significant searches into the deck or sends to the graveyard. That is it for the main deck monsters. Moving on now to the spells. I run 3 Union Hanger. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Light Machine Union monster from your deck to your hand. And once per turn, if a Light Machine Union monster is normal or special summon to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, equip 1 appropriate Light Machine Union monster with a different name from your deck to that monster, but the Union monster equipped cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate 1 Union Hanger per turn. So comboed with XYZ combined, you have just a Searcher and then the monster to summon out, and then the additional special summon thanks to XYZ combined. And when that card is summoned, you can then equip another monster onto your monster using Union Hanger, just giving you so many more cards to search and then summon out onto the field or equip as a Union monster on the field. I run 3 of the new card from Battle of Chaos, and that is XYZ Combine, a continuous spell. If your Light Machine Union monster is banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon 1 X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, or Z Metal Tank from your deck, and you can return 1 fusion monster you control to the extra deck to special summon up to 2 of your banished monsters with different names from among X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank. You can only use each effect of XYZ Combine per turn. So the banish, when you use any of the smaller forms of XYZ-Dragon Cannon, is the big part that just makes you lose those resources. So being able to summon them back onto the field with cards like XYZ Combined means that you can get them back and then have the additional monster out to then go for your appropriate play of XYZ-Dragon Cannon to summon out onto the field. The 2 of Fusion Union monsters are pretty good, but the best one definitely does come down to your main original boss monster. And I also run 3 Unauthorized Reactivation. This quick play spell, you target 1 machine monster you control, equip 1 appropriate machine union monster from your hand or deck to that monster, but the union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can activate 1 Unauthorized Reactivation per turn. So along with Union Hanger, you just have the additional monster to equip onto this card, speeding up either your ABC plays or any of your XYZ equips with this. And then the following turn, as long as that monster's on the field, or if not and your opponent got rid of it, you at least hopefully have a send, thanks to the A, B, or C monster being the 1 sent. But a quick play spell means you can also activate this card during the end phase of your opponent's turn, giving you that monster and a little more deck thinning, and then also the option to summon it onto the field afterwards. I also run 2 Iron Call as just an additional special summon play from the graveyard on the field for monsters to use. If you didn't want to run this card, you can either bump up the number of gadgets you're running in the deck or increase the number of Z Metal Tank or Y Dragon Heads that you're running as a 2 of count to go along with the X Head Cannon. But it's player preference with that choice there. I also run for the 1-ofs 1 Unexpected Die. This is a special summon to make up for the fact that X Head Cannon isn't a Union monster to summon it onto the field. Not taking up a normal summon, you can then summon out at least 1 other Union monster from your hand. And if you happen to have the XYZ Combine on the field when the card is banished during the step there, you can then banish those cards and go for the fusion play of those 2 monsters, and then use the XYZ Combine to summon out the last of the 3 monsters for the combination. I also, for the rest of the 1-ofs for the spells, run 1 Terraforming to search out the Union Hanger, Foolish Burial to set up some of the other cards needed, especially since you can banish from the graveyard for ABC Dragon Buster, and 1 Monster Reborn, just like with the Iron Calls, just another extender for your monsters to summon out. And that is it for the spells. Moving on now to the traps. For the traps, 2 of the XYZ Hyper Cannon. This is the card that came out in King's Court. You must control XYZ Dragon Cannon or a fusion monster that lists XYZ Dragon Cannon as material to activate this card's effect. This card's effect depends on whose turn it is. If it's your turn, you target 1 of your banished Union monsters, place it on the bottom of your deck, and draw 1 card. Or if it's your opponent's turn, you can discard any number of cards, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls, destroy those cards. You can only use this effect of XYZ Hyper Cannon once per turn. So it's basically an overcharged XYZ Dragon Cannon because that card specifies with the discard with this one to target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So with this one, it's just as many cards as you use to then destroy those cards your opponent controls on their turn, makes it and turns XYZ Dragon Cannon sort of into a quick effect monster. With the last of the traps just being 1 Metaverse to once again search out our very important Union Hanger field spell. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. Now, for some of the fusion monsters for the XYZ monsters, I am missing them for the deck. They're a little more difficult to come by, so if you do have them, I'll show you what cards you can take out for them. But for the main ones, including our boss monster, I'm running 2 XYZ Dragon Cannon. I run 2 of this card because you can can make it again with the recycle power of XYZ Combine, and also your XYZ Hyper Cannon being able to recycle all of the banished cards. It must first be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. You do not use polymerization. It cannot be special summoned from the graveyard, and you can discard one card, target one card your opponent controls, and destroy it. It's not a once per turn, so remember that. With the discard, you just need the X-Head Cannon, Y-Dragon Head, and Z-Metal Tank. And like I said, with your new spell card, which is the XYZ Combine, it just helps with the consistency of the actual XYZ play in the ABC deck altogether. For the other fusion monster, I'm also running 3 of the ABC Dragon Buster. You can discard one card and turn one card on the field and banish it. And being able to summon this card by banishing from the field or graveyard just makes the ABC monsters very much more consistent. But the main play in the deck is to focus on the XYZ monsters with the ABC monsters as an added backup. For the Xyz monsters, I run 1 Bujinte Tsukuyomi, 1 Gear Gigant X, and 1 Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. Now, I do like going into the Link plays a little more than the Xyz plays because it helps with the ABC monster search power a little faster. If you didn't want to run any of the Xyz monsters in the deck, you can always replace the 3 Xyz monsters for the additional forms of XYZ-Dragon Cannon. There is also a fusion form between ABC Dragon Buster and XYZ-Dragon Cannon called A to Z. So if you wanted to run that, it can be a potential spot as well, and then you can just pick which of the XYZ-Dragon Cannon 2 monster counterparts you want in to replace with the Xyz monsters. And then for the Link monsters, I run the 1 Platinum Gadget, the 1 Barricade Board Blocker, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 IP Masquerena, the Nightmare Unicorn, and the Apollosa. Since we do run a good number of monsters with different names, this one is fairly easy to get out also. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, it just depends on what you open up for the combination. If you open up the XYZ Combine and then a means to search out the field spell, like I said before, just the 1 Union monster and being able to search it with Union Hanger to add that Union monster means that if you at least have the other play in your hand ready to go, you then have the search. So depending on which one you want to search and then send from the field to the graveyard, you'll gain the additional search. So adding with the Buster Drake after you summon out this card, and having the 1 additional monster to use for the banish definitely helps for the play of just setting up more and more in your graveyard. So you'll want to go for the Link 2 play as well. Sending from the field to the graveyard for your Sea Crush Wyvern. A lot of the extenders also come down to the gadget plays. So if you open up and summon those monsters as well and summon them, you can also be able to target when you normal or special summon the Union monster choice, equipping that additional monster to your monster on the field using your Union Hanger. But then the Union monster equipped cannot be special summoned this turn, but you can still send it to the graveyard with some of your other plays. Once it's sent to the graveyard, it'll go to the graveyard itself. So the gadget play definitely does come down to that, but also being able to utilize any of the other special summon methods that I specified, like the Unexpected Die, to summon the X-Head Cannon beforehand, then gives you the 2 monsters to send off of the Crush Wyvern and B Buster Drake, and then giving you more of the banish, because it just says if your Light Union monster is banished thanks to the XYZ Combine, you'll be able to special summon the additional monster to the field, which comes down to it using the 2 monsters needed for the summon and banish for your XYZ Combine on the field. The Union Hanger helps with the additional monster you can equip onto it, and the unauthorized reactivation helps just with being able to target that machine monster you control and equip 1 more appropriate monster onto it. Sending them to the graveyard for their own card effects gains you the search as well, and cards like Crush Wyvern special summoning from your hand can just give you the monsters needed to summon onto the field to make use of more and more of the plays and setting up the graveyard for the banish. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. Once again, the biggest thing would be just to take out the Xyz monsters if you do have the 2 fusions, because they help to speed things a little more along with the XYZ monsters, utilizing the XYZ Combine a little faster that way. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.